So our decks, we do composite decks, we do treated lumber decks, we do cedar decks, those are about the three main types of decks we do. And most of it will come down to budgetary numbers, but we've been doing a lot of composite decking. We like the Fibron Good Life material is the one we use. We use Deck Pro's aluminum railing is the favorite that we like, but they're just like a patio. Our deck projects, we do like to do, not just a deck project. We want to do a deck and a patio, a deck and a covered structure. So we're wanting to do a deck with an element. We've got some options for outdoor kitchens models that are framed with metal studs, wrapped in stone veneer, which makes it a little lighter. But we do have some options where you can actually do that on the deck. Most deck projects, almost 95% of them, start off at the same way as a covered structure or a pool. Once we get the deck design and layout done, we have to go to, most of the time we don't have to have those engineered unless we're building something on top of it like a roof structure, but we will have to go through permitting where we got to lay out the spacing and the span on the lumber. Most of our decks are built in 12-inch centers, especially if we're doing a composite deck material. So those are some of the things we work through with permitting. Our pier holes will be inspected by the inspector from the city, and then we'll do a final inspection when we're done. I've seen a lot in decks. I've seen 2x8 stringers, I've seen 4x4 posts, I've seen 2x8 framing, I've seen a lot. I've seen deck rail spans that were 16 feet long. Ours are 6 foot long. I've seen a lot. I mean, when you're building a deck, it's not quite scrutinized by the city, or it's easier to get away with doing that without having a permit. But the shortfalls of it are pretty bad as far as, some of the stuff we've seen in the quality of workmanship that can happen. So I like to say that we kind of over-engineer our decks. We like using 6x6 posts. We use 2x10 joist. I try not to span further. Actually we don't span further in a certain footage. And we like doing our joist on 12-inch centers, not 16-inch centers. So that's one of the things that we do. If we're doing a smaller deck, we will do it at 16-inch centers, but a larger deck will mostly be done at 12-inch, and especially if we're doing composite decking.